Alexis Nunes alongside Mark Ogden. We're getting ready to talk Manchester United, to strap up because you're in for a long one. Augie, where to start? Let's start with that match against Southampton. I mean, given some of the results that we saw recently, i.e. Chelsea's results as well as Leicester's results, they kind of seem like they handed a massive favour for United to really get comfortable in that top four spot, or even probably higher. Now that they had that slip up, we can call it, with a draw against Southampton, how much breathing room is left, or should they start to worry?
I think United should start to worry, and they've done a fantastic job to get themselves in this position because they've come from nowhere really to be in with a share of top four. So give them credit first for that. And I think post restart, every club in the top 10 has had a bad result, and I think it was only a matter of time before it happened to United. They couldn't continue to, they made some mistakes. They couldn't continue to ride the luck, I guess, and Southampton made them pay. But there's some bad mistakes against Southampton. It was amateurish at times, especially the goal in the 97th minute, which they conceded. So they've given themselves a difficult task now. They might have to go to Leicester on the final day and get a positive result. Now, this is Man United. They should be able to do that, but they really could have got themselves into a situation by going to Leicester with it all wrapped up, but now they haven't. And it's, as Fergie used to say, it's squeaky bum time, isn't it?
Well, like you said, in that match against Southampton, there were some mistakes, some amateur mistakes, as you said it. What does that point to? What does Ole then need to fix then? Because do you feel like the momentum that we have seen post-lockdown break, and even a little bit before the pandemic caused a pause in football, do you feel like that sort of masked some of the issues that were still very much there and still very much need to be addressed at Man United, like defense?
Yeah, there are a lot of issues, and a lot of focus has been on the forwards recently because they've been scoring so many goals. Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial have outscored Barcelona's front three, Juventus's front three, Liverpool's front three. So they've had an amazing season, but the issue is still at the back. And I know they've had a winning run, but against Bournemouth they made some terrible mistakes to concede a goal. Against Tottenham they made some ridiculous defensive mistakes. And the problem is that the two main culprits of these mistakes have been David De Gea and Harry Maguire. So you've got supposedly the world's best goalkeeper, which I don't agree with, and Harry Maguire, the world's most expensive centre-half. And, the defending has been terrible recently. And I think that United really need a centre-half this summer. That, for me, is the priority. They need to get a centre-half with pace who can give themselves an insurance policy if Maguire or Lindelof make a mistake. You need a centre-half with the pace to redeem themselves. What United need is another Virgil van Dijk. Now, if you can find me another Virgil van Dijk that Man United can sign, fantastic, but there aren't many out there. And if there is one out there, Man City need a centre-half, Chelsea need a centre-half, Barcelona need a centre-half, Real Madrid need a centre-half, Bayern Munich probably want one as well. So, there's a lot of competition out there, and there aren't many outstanding candidates to be the next big thing. I mean, people talk about Dayot Upamecano at RB Leipzig, who's 21, got a lot of potential, but I remember when there was a big fuss about Eliakim Mangala maybe 5 or 6 years ago when he was at Porto. He went to Man City and he was terrible. So young defenders often arrive without being the finished products, but United needs to find an answer somewhere because Maguire's not quick enough. Lindelof can't really head the ball very well. Eric Bailly's got pace, but he's reckless at times, and Phil Jones is never fit. So they've got 4 centre-halves, and they can't really rely on any of them.
And then now, I have to bring it here, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because less than 5 games left in the season. United looking like they definitely will finish with a rather low points tally, especially by Manchester United standards, and we're still questioning whether they'll finish in a Champions League spot or not. So how is this season looking for you, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in terms of a success or failure or just in between? And are you still, I know you weren't convinced he was the right man for the job in this one, so has this further proven your point, do you think, the fact that we are having this conversation now, or do you think he's actually doing a bit better?
This is the really tough question. It's kind of, thanks, Alexis. I don't think anybody can have a definitive answer on Solskjaer. It's such a tough question to answer because, I remember end of January, they'd lost at home to Burnley. They'd lost to Liverpool. And they were terrible. And it looked like he was, counting the days until he lost his job. But he survived. He came through it. Bruno Fernandes helped with that. But there are still issues to be addressed. But you have to say all his signings have been good signings, positive signings. He's got the team playing exciting football. He's given the young players a chance, such as Mason Greenwood, Scott McTominay, Brandon Williams, and they've all delivered. But there's still a but, isn't there? There's still a kind of, I'm not too sure. And I think Craig Burley said on the FC show this week that if United had a better manager, they'd be in the top 4, top 3 by now. And I think there's a point to that. I do wonder whether Solskjaer can take this team so far. What I don't see with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a kind of a philosophy, a blueprint. You look at Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, you know what they're going to do, and you know they've got it backed up with success at previous clubs, at previous jobs. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't have that. He's got the Man United DNA, he knows what the club's about, but does he have the tactical nous and well, I think he has the ruthlessness, but does he have the full package to take United from where they are now to kind of a team that's on the cusp of something to being a team that's going to challenge him? I don't know. I really don't know. And I think when you look at the managers that are out there, Massimo Allegri, I would say, is now Max Allegri and Mauricio Pochettino, there are candidates out there that you'd think could take the team to another level. So I've not really answered your question. I know that, but I do think, yes, he's done well, but there are still doubts. If they finish fifth and they're not in the Champions League, then it's not been a successful season.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.